Hello again, little freshies. It's Miss Madge and Mr. Martineau, continuing on with Kepler's laws. So in our first video, you made a diagram that looks like this, and we established Kepler's first law of planetary motion, the fact that a planet orbits its star in an ellipse, not a circle. We're going to do our second part today, so we're looking at the second law. So you have a lab that looks like this, and we're actually going to do this to our diagram, and we're going to show you how. So we ended with our Earth here, and this could represent any planet. We're just saying Earth, and our Sun. And we said we have the Sun at one focus in our solar system, and the other focus is empty. So we're going to add Earth in different positions throughout the year. We know that it takes 365.254 days for Earth to make one orbit around our Sun. So we're drawing Earth in 6 different positions around our Sun. So we already have this Earth, and we're actually going to call it Earth position D. And I'm going to draw another Earth the same distance below our major axis. So here's Earth, and I'm going to label it Earth. And this is Earth at position C. And planets orbit their stars in our solar system in a counterclockwise direction. So this might be April 1st. I don't know, I'm just making up dates. And this might be April 30th. So we're going forward in time counterclockwise. Once I have Earth, those two Earths there, I'm going to take my meter stick, we'll go pink. And I'm going to connect the center of Earth D to my pinpoint, my pinhole in the Sun. I'm going to do it as best as I can. And you're going to do this on your diagram too. And Earth at position C, as best as I can, the center of that Earth to the pinhole. And I just used pink. You can use any color you want and color it in neater than I'm doing it. I just don't want to color in a video for 20 minutes. But color that in. And we're going to make a really long, thin pie slice. It always looks like slices of pie to me. Appropriate time of the year, correct? With Thanksgiving coming. Okay. So I'm also going to draw Earth later on at 2 other positions in its orbit. So I'm going up to the top of my minor axis, and I'm going to draw Earth here. And I'm also going to draw it the same distance away on this side of the minor axis. So there's Earth at a later date. Remember, the Earth orbits in this direction. I don't know what the dates are, and that's okay, but this is Earth. We're going to label it Earth E at position E, and we're going to label this one Earth position F. This way we can talk about the Earth and say position C or D or E or F. And I'm going to do the same thing with a different color. Maybe we'll go green. And I'm going to connect the center of Earth at position F with the pinhole on the Sun, and do the same thing with the Earth at position E with the pinhole on the Sun. And I'm going to color it. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Please do a neater job than I'm doing. I just don't want you to watch me color for, again, 20 minutes. You can use markers if you have them. You can use crayons if you have them. You can use highlighters, you could use Sharpies, you could use colored pencils, you could use different color pens. So if you don't have markers, that's okay. You can use anything to color. All right, so that's not neat, but it's okay. And then I'm going to draw 2 more
Coming around
Earths.
the other side.
Yep, 2 more Earths. I'm going to draw another Earth here, and look how far away I drew it from the major axis, and I'm going to go the same distance below. Might be a little bit too far, but that's okay. And let's label them Earth. This is position A, and here is Earth at position B. And I don't know, what color do you think? I think let's go red.
Go red.
We don't have any red on here. And do the same thing. Connect the center of Earth A with the Sun, the pinhole that's in the center of the Sun, And the same thing down here. And we got another pie slice. Oh, goodness.
I'd like to bring up a point that this red line you drew here seems to line up with that green one, but that is a coincidence. There is no law that says that B and F have to be lined up.
Yeah, it just happened to look
It just
like
that's
that.
just how I like play. I don't know why. It just
Yeah.
whenever I see patterns, I think, oh, is it always like that? And then you got to realize it. Got to have somebody in a know tell you that it's not always like that. It's just the way that we drew
This
it.
is the way I happened
It's
to
just,
draw
yeah, it just
it.
so happened like that. So there is no law that says it's got to line up.
No, I didn't even realize that.
No, that's cool. And
Yeah.
if you look at it close, it's not totally lined up. But again,
Yeah.
my brain, I'm saying, oh, but there's no pattern
Yeah,
there.
because it's really not.
Yeah, it's not. But
Right, but it looks it.
Yep.
It does look it. So what we've done is, according to this, it says label each planet with a capital letter as shown. Lightly color in each triangle. You write the word area in the appropriate number in the triangle. So once we have, I'm going to use my black marker. Once you have your triangles made, we're going to go back and add area 2 time 2. So our Earth C and D, we're going to label in here. This is area 2.
oops, sorry.
And time 2. And according to this, this is area 3, time 3. And according to this, this is area 1. And this is why you don't want to color darkly, because you need to get some other info in there. And time 1. So that's the info you need to add to your diagram.
Can I ask one thing? You mentioned a couple of times, just for clarification for
Sorry.
the audience. No, it's all right. That we're coloring in triangles. They're not really triangles.
No.
But that's the best way we can describe that shape. It's obviously sort of got 3 sides, right? But obviously we don't want students to draw a flat, like regular triangle.
Well, we don't want a flat base.
Right, that's all. So we don't want
Yeah.
you to go, well, she's saying triangles, but, and I say the same thing when I discuss this, but that's the best way to describe
Yeah.
the area, because we know how to find the
We
area
say
of a
either
triangle.
pie slices or
Yeah.
triangles, or
Yep,
because that's kind of what it looks like. But no,
Right.
definitely not a flat
You bet.
base, because this is an ellipse. This
Right.
is a portion of the ellipse.
Right.
And ellipses do not have a flat side. They're not squares or rectangles or
Right.
any other geometric shape that has a flat side. Something else we're going to add on here that we should have done in the first video, and we did not. And I'm going to come on this side, Mr. Martineau.
yep,
Okay. When a planet is closer to its star, we call that position, where should I write this? I'm going to kind of go sideways, I think. We call that position perihelion. And if you know anything about the Greek myths, you know that Helios is the Greek god of the sun. So helion means the sun. Peri in a lot of languages, per means with. So this word means with the sun, or when a planet is closest to its star. And that's an important word. So if I say Earth is at perihelion, it means it is in the point of its orbit that it is closest to its star. And we have another word for farthest away. So on this side, I have a little bit more room. We call this, some people say aphelion, some people say aphelion, but again, we have helios. And whenever we stick an A in front of a word, it means without. So we say typical and atypical. So if we say perihelion, it's with the sun. Aphelion means without the sun. So we say this is when a planet is furthest
furthest.
from its star. So if I say our Earth is at aphelion, it means it's on the point of its ellipse where it's furthest away from its star. This is a very exaggerated ellipse. The Earth does not actually get this close to the sun and this far from the sun, but it's exaggerated so we can understand the diagram better. Planets' orbits actually are pretty close to circular. They're really close to circular. So the point of this video was to show you how to add info to your diagram, and then we're going to discuss during class the meaning of why we did this and why we wrote in times and areas.
Cool.
Anything else we want to add?
No, I think that'll do it. We're just kind of prepping and getting ready for the third law as well. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
cool.
all I'm going to say is we are
Penn State.
Penn State, and see you in class.
All right. Peace out.
Have a great day.
Bye.